he was afraid of these teenagers, like you said. When you see them, like, yeah, I'm 14. I'm a dad to every kid I come in contact with. Been that way my whole life because I was that one that grew up without a dad. I was the one that went to prison with a 20-year sentence at 18. Did 12 years in prison, got out in my 30s. All my 20s was gone. I ain't asking for no sympathy. Because when I got out, I did get to that 6 figures from corporate America. I did get off the road. I didn't have the guard said, oh, you'll be back. I gave him that number one. That you know what I'm talking about. I bet you I don't. Now, my books are in prisons. They're asking me to come and speak at prisons. And now look, I got these young men. This is legacy, y'all. What is yours? What is your legacy?
Oh, it's so dope, so dope. I can't help it, you all. I love seeing myself on stage and speaking to the people about some real things and bigging these young folks up. How y'all doing out there? It's your guy, Mr. WTF. It's What's the Formula? As always, we're here to just bless the listeners, the viewers on YouTube. Shout out to everyone. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube. Hit the like button if you're looking at this on the podcast and you're listening in. Leave a comment, you all. We want to know what you're talking about, what you think about what we talking about. If there's some ideas, you can come on this stage. I love to discuss anything with any of my listeners, any of my viewers out there. We pay homage to you all. So thank you. Without you all, there would be no reason to do this. So appreciate everyone. Appreciate the love. Our views have been going up, and shout out to the YouTube. You all are definitely making it easy on your guy. And Coach Dimitri couldn't be here today, so it's just your guy, Mr. WTF, on some random stuff. But I had something on my heart, as a lot of you all know, because you've been listening to me, is that I listen to a lot of YouTube. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I gain so much insight when I listen. I'm not big on TV. You all can keep a lot of that TV drama. I never watch the news. I don't want to see what's going on in the world when it comes to news and things. And, a lot of people say, well, you need to be in tune with what's going on. If I need to be, I will be. But I'm not looking for anything, because today's topic is all about happiness. Seems pretty simple, right? Like, everybody want to be happy, right? Okay, maybe not everybody. 99.999% of you all want to be happy, including myself. We all desire happiness. So what is it? How can we sum that up? And it's simple to me. You're happy and you have happiness when you get what you want. When we get what we want, we're happy. When we don't get what we want, we're not that happy. It started out as when we were children, you all. So a newborn baby knows, I feel good. I'm happiest when my belly is full. And when that thing get empty, what they do? They cry out until they get what makes them happy. They know being next to mom and dad, touching their skin, makes them feel happy. So when they're laying in that crib alone and it's hard for you to get them to go to sleep, it's because they want that touch from mom and dad. So we're programmed of what happiness is. What happiness, what we desire is what we want. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people get this thing where it's not about what I want, it's about what I need. No. Stop thinking that way, you all. You should be able to have what you want and have what you need. I don't know what I want. And that is something we're going to talk about today here on the WTF What's the Formula podcast, where we focus on success. We want everyone that can hear this podcast, that can watch this video, We want you all to understand that success is right there. And it's all about changing this thing right here. Like we mount up. I just had this conversation with my brother today. Shout out to my brother Michael. And I was giving him his flowers. And he said, bro, I'm trying. I said, no. Stop saying try. You're successful. We are successful people. We don't give ourselves credit for the successes that we have every single day. Because we all have options. Even the ones incarcerated, they have options. They can go up and stab a guard to death today if they wanted to. They could jump on that electrical fence. They can get shot they can do a whole lot of things. So they even have options. But they would choose to be happy no matter what your circumstances are. Happiness is getting what you want. And we're not always going to get what we want. I get it. Life doesn't work that way all the time. Sometimes it will. Sometimes you'll get everything that you want to be so high, you forget to eat. Maybe it's just me. Have any of you all been so wired up, so going, so excited about great things coming into your life? You were like, man, I ain't ate nothing in 4-5 hours. Like, what the world? That's happiness. Happiness and bliss and joy. Now imagine, we originally said happiness is what you want. And we're oftentimes programmed to believe what we want and what we don't want. And that starts as a kid. I don't want this. I don't like that. This is what I want. This is what I like. I question you all to look at what you like. Look at what you want and ask yourself, is there more? Because if you don't want much, you will always be satisfied. I'm going to say that again. If you don't want much, you don't desire much at all, you're easily satisfied. Like, wait a minute, Mr. WTF, where are you going with this? What I'm stating is you need to up your wants, up your desires. It's yours for the taking. I can get biblical. I can go to the Quran if you want me, to the Torah if we want to go there. But you've been programmed to like what you like. You've been programmed, and maybe it was experience. Maybe it wasn't your parents. Maybe it wasn't the school system. Whatever it was, got you to the point to where you like what you like. This makes you happy. Now, for me, that may be different. It definitely will be different for everybody. We can have similarities because we're all living in the same house, the house called Earth. We just stay in different apartments on Earth, but we in the same house. And a lot of things, my wife even told me that. She said, how do you know what you like? How do you know what you don't like? And I thought about it, and this is what drove me to do this episode, is because redefining who we are is definitely something that we should all look. If you're not winning on the level that you desire to win on, you need to re-examine things. You can't just accept it, or you could, but if you accept it, then you have no right to complain about nothing. Right now, if you're accepting what life is giving you and where you are in life and you're like, I'm good, this is it, then I don't want to hear no complaints. I don't want to hear no, well, they got this, nope, you said you good with where you at. Before my listeners and my viewers that are not good with where you at, and you know there's more. You know that you deserve more. You want to listen to this because life will tell you, be content. I heard a phrase that said to be content is to be happy. That's one way of looking at it. But the great ones, they're far from content. The millionaires, they're not content. They want $1 billion. Rightfully so. You should achieve for that if that's your desire. Helping people. Think of the United Way. Think of the Red Cross. They help millions of people. And guess what? They want more. They want to bring about more impact on this earth. And you do too. And I'm talking to you. So, I always give you all steps. I can't help it. I'm a teacher by nature. I love to lead with instructions. I don't want to be considered a motivational speaker, an inspirational speaker, yes, because I want to inspire you to do more. I don't want to just rile you up and be like, yeah, that sounds good. No, I want to give you tangible steps that you can do to increase your happiness. Because remember, we stated this earlier. Happiness is simply getting what you want. But then we have to look at, why do we want what we want? I said this a couple of weeks ago. Think about what you're thinking about and ask yourself, why am I even thinking about this? The same principle applies to what you want. Here's an example. Get someone from a third world country that's never had much. We can even use the United States. There's some people in the hood, especially in the St. Louis area. People that know St. Louis normally don't leave St. Louis. There's people in their 40s and 50s who have never left St. Louis. If they did, they just crossed the bridge to come to East St. You might as well still be in St. Louis. It's just the underbelly of it. Shout out to my people in East St. We're changing that narrative for sure in East St. Louis, because it's such a prominent and wonderful history there. So no insult at all to East St. Louis. I hate the fact that they are considered the underbelly of St. Louis, but that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that again. You go as far as you know. You go as far as you know. So if you only know a little bit, you're only going to go so far. If you only know I just like this, what if you never had steak? You'll love a hamburger. Like, man, this hamburger the best thing I ever had. Until you get you some Kobe steak. And you're like, what? Whole life just got changed because you ain't never tasted nothing so tender in all your life. You're like, wait a minute. I don't necessarily want that burger no more. I want me a piece of that Kobe steak. And guess what? Now that you upped your want, you up what you desire, now the burger doesn't look the same anymore, you all. And what I'm saying is, for my people out there that want more, that desire more, use this big old dome. I got a big old dome too. Use that dome to imagine what more looks like. So number one, imagine, what does more look like? What do you look like with more of what you want? Not the same. I want you to, if you, I'm cool with my Honda, and that's great. What would it look like if you were in a Range Rover? Just imagine it. I'm not telling you to go out and sell your Honda. They're a pretty good car, lasts forever. But imagine what it would feel like to be in a Range Rover. For my service folks, your service in your community, shout out to every last one of you. I love what you're doing. Hit me up if you want your guy to collaborate with you, because we believe in collaboration over competition. But here's the thing. Imagine you service, say in 2023, you service 20,000 people. Most haven't served that many, but say you served 20,000. What would it look like? How would you feel if you served 200,000 in 2024? Would it feel better? Would you feel more fulfilled if you increased that? If you wanted that? If you set the bar higher, then I'm gonna just meet my goals and I'm gonna be happy with that. You can. There's levels to this. As what's his name? I forgot the rapper name. Meek Mill. He says levels to this, young boy. It's definitely levels to this, you are. And I'm telling you to raise your level, because you are far too great to be satisfied with these little morsels of happiness. It's okay. You've been, living life this way for a while, and that's great. It's it's time to step up. Because when you become more happy, everything around you increases its happiness. So if you want your situation to change, you got to level up. And it starts within. It starts with this imagination. It doesn't require a new job. I need a new job to feel better. No, you don't. Because if you don't feel good right now, you're not going to feel good with that new job. You might, for a minute, it might be a spark. And then it'll go back to, yeah, it really wasn't that much more money. You know, it's just in taxes. Now you back in the rat race, going in your cyclical, everyday habits. And what I'm saying is that if you raise your happiness right now, when you don't have much, like, we get it, but raise your happiness right now. And that's just a decision within. As I always state, you can imagine yourself doing great. And if you can't, we got some work to do, family. Seriously, if you can't imagine yourself doing better than what you're doing right now, that's a problem. That's a problem. And I challenge you to stretch yourself, to stretch your imagination, to stretch your thinking, to be better and more impactful than you've ever been here in 2024. And I know you can do it. I believe in you. I know that you can raise the bar. But we taught to be content, to be happy. Don't be greedy. You want to help all them people. You don't know what's going to happen if you try to help 200,000 people. 200,000 people going to be helped. What you mean you don't know what's going to happen? When you got the United Way and side gurus and the Tony Robbins, the Les Browns helping millions of people, and you cool with helping 1,000, there's far greater in you than what's in the world. I love that. And you know, I'm never great at quoting the Bible, so please don't, chop me up for this, but when it states that greater is he that is in you than he that is in this world, I got my own perception of that. My own understanding of that is, yes, this that you see that's manifested, that's about your works, people know you for that. And they judge you for that. And they've summed you up for that. This is what you've done. They know you by your works. They know you by your deeds. They know you by your words. And they have an understanding of who you are. Well, what I'm saying is, there's even greater in you that you ain't letting nobody see yet. Tell the truth. You know you got some great ideas. You got some great things that you just holding in like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to put this out there. I don't know if I'm ready. The economy don't look good. And I don't know, this is kind of risky. I don't want to step out on faith. What? Wait a minute. You don't want to do what? All you religious folks, all you spiritual folks, you don't want to step out on faith? Oh, then yeah, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to the ones that got that inner being that's crying to come out, crying to have more ideas. If you're an artist, you have more music in you. You have more artwork in you, and you're holding it back. Well, I'm dealing with life on life terms. What? So you allowing the world to dictate to you what's happening on the inside of here? Come on, you all. We can't do that. Nobody controls what happens inside of here. Well, she broke my heart. No, you allowed your heart to be broken. Well, he cheated on me and betrayed me. That may be true. But that doesn't do anything to what happens in here unless you make a decision to allow it to. So you can be going through whatever you're going through. In here, you got control. You can be enslaved, imprisoned, chained up. And on the inside of this and this, you're in total bliss. And people will be like, how in the world, how is this even possible? It's mind over matter, you all. It's some old cliches that we say all the time, and we don't really take heed to what that means. Is mind over matter. Yeah, your bank account may say this, but if your mind is saying something greater, and you focus on that, it's gonna manifest itself. It never fails unless you allow it to. You are in total control. Like, people don't want to realize how in control we are. I done lost my mind. I'm out of control. No, you're not. You're just going through an emotional state. Now, this is not to say some of the people who have flipped and they've lost their mind. I'm not talking about anything medical. I'm talking about the average person who's doubting what they can do, knowing there's still that still small voice within you saying, you can do a lot more. You can be a lot happier. And here's a news flash, you all. Just simply being nicer will change everything about your life. And guess how much being nice costs? It's free. Being nicer to your coworkers, nicer to your family, nicer to that person that's serving you at the restaurant. Being nice is free. And guess what? Everybody's gonna love being around you when you're nicer. Now, I'm not saying go out there and give away everything that you got and become a sucker or nothing like that. But I'm saying just being nicer. Something that simple would change everything about your life and increase your happiness, because the 99.99% of us, we get enjoyment when we do a good deed, and we feel better. We just got what we wanted. And what do we call that? Happiness. So if you're not happy, it's because you're not getting what you want. And what I'm saying is, look at what you want and ask yourself, are there other options? Which is a rhetorical question. There's absolutely other options. For sure, we even talked about it. It's other options for a homeless person. They have options, but we settle and we get lazy. I'ma just go through the day, rinse and repeat, do it again tomorrow, and we live for Friday, become a weekend warrior, dread Monday, and look at hump day. Ooh, it's Friday Eve, and live your life every single day. And before you know it, the grays start popping up, the hair start falling out, and you're still going through the cycle. And I know that you are far greater than that cycle that you've been in, and your happiness should increase in 2024 like no other year you've ever been on this earth. And I know you can do it. Simple steps, using your imagination. Imagine yourself winning. Imagine yourself happier. Imagine yourself bringing about more impact on this earth. Imagine yourself achieving your goals. Imagine yourself in a happy marriage. Imagine your children doing great things. Oftentimes we imagine the worst, and we wonder why the worst keeps showing up to our doorstep. You're literally breathing life into it by simply imagining the bad. With that, we can imagine the good and bring life to that. And that's the goal here at What's the Formula podcast. We want everyone to be more successful in everything that they want to do. Not what you need to do, just do what you need to do. We get that. Everybody do what they need to do. What do you want to do? You got to have these talks with yourself, you all. And if you need somebody to talk to, go out there to WTFMA.com, hit that contact button, set up a call with your guy, Mr. WTF or Coach Dimitri. will definitely give you some tangible things to do to increase your happiness, increase your overall well-being, increase your success, increase your impact. Because when you focus on that, again, it's a ripple effect. The vibrations hit this universe and things start to manifest and start to change. And, I feel like I got lucky today. No, it's not luck. Don't minimize it with luck. The world will start opening itself to you. It's designed that way. But again, it's your guy, Mr. WTF. Give me a like, give me a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the download button if you're on the podcast. Peace, y'all. I'm rooting for you. Let's get it.